politician was handed a red handkerchief and instructed to blindfold themselves. Chika hesitated but complied, her heart pounding with fear and confusion. They were led for several hours through the dense forest until they finally reached a clearing. When they removed their blindfolds, they were confronted with a terrifying sight. In a bustling city in Africa, nestled in a vibrant neighborhood, lived a modest family of 4, the father, Aloni, a dedicated office worker, the mother, Chika, a woman with big dreams, and their 2 lively children, Sam and Ada. They were a close-knit family, living a comfortable life filled with love and joy, just around the edge of a middle class. Chika was a woman of immense ambition. She often daydreamed of a life where they were not just scraping by, but thriving in wealth. One evening, after dinner, as the family sat together, Chika decided it was time to share her grand plans with Aloni. "Aloni," she began, her voice firm and determined, "I want to run for political office." Aloni looked up from his newspaper, a frown creasing his forehead. "Politics? Chika, you know politics is a dirty game. It's full of deceit and danger." Chika's eyes sparkled with ambition. "But Aloni, I want to change our lives, lift our family out of the middle class, and help others too. Think about the future of Sam and Ada." Aloni sighed deeply, setting his newspaper aside. "I understand your desire, Chika. But I'm worried about what you might face. Politics can change people, but not always for the better." Despite Aloni's reservations, Chika was determined. Aloni was a gentleman, he didn't press hard on her. She began her journey into the political race, starting from the grassroots. She attended community meetings, rallied support, and worked tirelessly day and night. Her determination and charisma soon won her the admiration and support of the people, and she quickly climbed the political ladder. As the months passed, Chika's political career soared. She won elections, made influential connections, and soon became one of the most powerful women in the city. With her newfound wealth, she showered her family with luxuries. She bought a bigger house, a new car, and enrolled Sam and Ada in the best schools. However, as her riches grew, so did her pride. Chika began to look down on Aloni, forgetting the loving support he once provided. She became dismissive of his opinions, often belittling him in front of others. Aloni, who had always been a pillar of strength and support in the family, found himself feeling increasingly sidelined and unappreciated. She was rarely home, always busy with meetings and events. Aloni and the children felt her absence deeply. Sam and Ada missed their mother terribly. They would often sit by the window, waiting for her to come home, only to be disappointed night after night. Aloni did his best to fill the void, managing the household and taking care of the kids, but he knew it wasn't enough. Money can't replace a mother's love, Aloni often thought, worried about the changes in Chika. But he kept these thoughts to himself, hoping she would realize the importance of family before it was too late. Chika, on the other hand, was too consumed by her ambition to notice the growing rift in her family. She believed that as long as she provided for them financially, they would be fine. She failed to see the emotional toll her absence was taking on her loved ones. Life continued this way for a while, with Chika's political career reaching new heights and her family slipping further into the background. Aloni prayed for a day when Chika would understand the true value of family, but he knew that day was still far off. Little did they know, a storm was brewing on the horizon that would test the very fabric of their family's unity and love. Chika's political career continued to soar. She was winning elections, making influential connections. She also started helping others around her. She funded community projects, provided scholarships to underprivileged children, and was seen as a beacon of hope by many. "Mommy, will you be home for dinner tonight?" Ada would ask hopefully each morning. "I'll try, darling," Chika would reply, though she rarely made it. One evening, Aloni tried to talk to Chika about the children's feelings. "Chika, the kids miss you. They need their mother." "I'm providing for them, Aloni," she replied curtly. "They have everything they need. They need more than just money, Chika. They need your time and love." Chika waved him off. I'm doing what's best for this family. They'll understand when they're older. Aloni sighed, feeling the weight of his worries grow heavier. He missed the woman he fell in love with, the one who dreamed of a better life but never at the cost of their family. Despite the tension at home, Chika's public image continued to shine. She was praised for her generosity and dedication to improving the community. People admired her, and she reveled in the attention and respect she received. However, the cracks in her personal life were widening. Aloni and the children felt her absence deeply, and the loving bond that once held their family together was slowly fading away. Chika was too consumed by her ambition to notice the growing rift in her family. One night, as Aloni tucked Sam and Ada into bed, Ada whispered, "Daddy, why doesn't Mommy love us anymore?" Aloni's heart broke. "Mommy loves you very much, Ada. She's just very busy right now. But we miss her," Sam added softly. One fateful day, during the evening hours, Chika received an unusual invitation at home from the governor for a meeting in a distant, uninhabited forest. The invitation was strange, but her ambition and curiosity drove her to attend. She believed this meeting would bring her closer to the inner circle of power. She prepared and joined the rest of the invited members the next day. As the convoy of cars ventured deeper into the thick forest, an uneasy feeling crept over her. The trees grew denser, and the path became narrower. Finally, they arrived at a clearing where a group of able-bodied men with broad shoulders and chests stood waiting ominously. Each politician was handed a red handkerchief and instructed to blindfold themselves. Chika hesitated but complied, her heart pounding with fear and confusion. They were led for several hours through the dense forest until they finally reached a clearing. When they removed their blindfolds, they were confronted with a terrifying sight: two elderly men dressed in black and red, standing before a massive tree adorned with human skulls and diabolical symbols. The governor and his close colleagues stood to the side, watching silently. One by one, the politicians were commanded to enter the tree. Chika watched in horror and confusion, as each person who entered never came out. Blood flowed from the tree each time someone disappeared. Her turn was approaching, and terror gripped her heart. As she stood in line, her mind raced. "What have I gotten myself into?" she thought. She remembered Aloni's warnings about the dangers of politics, and a wave of regret washed over her. She wished she could turn back time and make different choices. Back home, Aloni grew increasingly worried. It had been several hours since Chika left, and he couldn't reach her. Her phone wasn't connecting. The children were anxious, sensing something was wrong. In the midst of this, their family pastor called. "Aloni, I sense a great danger surrounding Chika. We need to pray urgently," the pastor warned. Desperate, Aloni invited the pastor over, and they began an intense prayer session. They prayed fervently, asking for God's divine intervention and protection for Chika. As they prayed, a fierce storm brewed in the forest. Thunder and lightning filled the sky, and the able-bodied men, the governor, and his close colleagues were distracted. Seizing the moment, Chika ran through the forest, her heart racing. The men noticed and began chasing her. Fear and tension fueled her flight. She stumbled and fell, but she quickly got up, driven by the thought of her family. Her mind was a whirlwind of fear and desperation. She thought of Sam and Ada, and the tears they must be shedding. She thought of Aloni, and how she had dismissed his warnings. "I must get back to them," she repeated to herself, pushing her body to its limits. The forest seemed endless, but Chika didn't give up. She dodged branches, leapt over roots, and kept running. Her breath came in ragged gasps, but she refused to stop. She could hear the men shouting behind her, but the storm was growing stronger, masking her escape. Just when she thought she couldn't run any further, she saw the edge of the forest. With one final burst of energy, she broke free from the trees and collapsed on the ground, gasping for breath. Chika lay on the forest floor, her heart pounding and her breath ragged. She had made it out, but she wasn't safe yet. She knew the men would be searching for her. Gathering her strength, she stumbled to her feet and began to make her way down road, praying she would find help. Back in the city, Aloni and the pastor continued their fervent prayers. The storm outside their home raged on, mirroring the turmoil in their hearts. Aloni could feel a connection to Chika through their prayers, as if their voices were reaching her across the distance. As Chika walked, she thought about her family. She remembered Sam and Ada's faces, their innocent questions about why she was never home. She recalled Aloni's gentle reminders of what truly mattered. Tears filled her eyes as she realized how much she had let her ambition overshadow her love for them. After what felt like an eternity, Chika finally saw a car approaching. She waved at it frantically, and thankfully, it stopped. A kind old man was driving, and he quickly recognized her from her political posters. "Mrs. Chika, what are you doing out here?" he asked, concerned. "Please, I need help," Chika replied, her voice trembling. "I need to get back to the city." The old man nodded and helped her into the car. As they drove, Chika felt a glimmer of hope. She was determined to make it back to her family and set things right. Meanwhile, Aloni and the pastor's prayers reached a fever pitch. The storm outside began to calm, and a sense of peace settled over the house. Aloni felt a sudden certainty that Chika was safe and on her way back. After a long drive, the old man dropped Chika off near her home. She thanked him profusely and hurried inside. The sight of her house filled her with relief and joy. She opened the door to find Aloni, Sam, Ada, and the pastor still in prayer. "Chika!" Aloni exclaimed, rushing to her side. The children followed, and they all embraced tightly, tears of relief streaming down their faces. "I'm so sorry," Chika sobbed. "I let my ambition blind me. I almost lost everything that truly matters." She told them everything that happened in the forest. Aloni held her close. "We're just glad you're safe. That's all that matters now." The pastor smiled warmly. "The power of prayer is strong. You were meant to come back to your family." As Chika sat with her family, relieved but exhausted, she noticed a shift in the atmosphere. The pastor's face turned serious, his demeanor becoming more somber as he gathered his thoughts. He cleared his throat, commanding the attention of everyone in the room as he revealed a shocking prophecy. "Chika," he began, his voice low and ominous, "what happened in that forest was not an ordinary meeting." Chika looked at him, her heart still pounding from her narrow escape. "What do you mean, Pastor?" The pastor took a deep breath. "Before you went on that journey, I had a vision. I didn't understand it at first, but now it all makes sense. That meeting was not just about politics. It was an initiation." The room fell silent. Aloni, still holding Chika's hand, stiffened. The children looked up, confused by the change in atmosphere. "Initiation?" Chika echoed, her voice barely a whisper. The pastor nodded gravely. "Yes. The governor and his inner circle have bound themselves to powers far beyond the physical world. They draw their influence and wealth from a dark source. Those who attend these meetings are tested by the spirits and forces of that tree. If your spirit isn't accepted, you're taken, forever. That's why those who entered the tree never returned." Chika felt a chill run down her spine as the pastor's words sank in. The pastor leaned forward, his eyes intense. "Your spirit wasn't meant for that path, Chika. The storm, your escape, it wasn't luck. God loves you. God was with you all along, pulling you out before it was too late. But you were being weighed. The fact that you survived means there's something greater for you, but it also means you were never supposed to seek that power. You've been given a second chance, Chika. It's not too late to turn back, to focus on what truly matters. Wealth and power can tempt even the best of us, but they are fleeting. Your family, your faith, that is where your strength lies." In the days that followed, Chika barely had time to catch her breath after her harrowing escape from the forest. When her next nightmare began to unfold, the trouble was far from over. She felt safe in her home, surrounded by her family, but the dangers she had left behind in that dark, sinister meeting weren't far behind. One fateful morning, Aloni stepped outside to find something unsettling. Billboards, posters, and TV announcements across the city displayed Chika's face, not as a celebrated politician, but as a wanted criminal. The headlines were shocking. Wanted, Chika Aloni, embezzler of public funds. Reward for information leading to her arrest. Her image was plastered everywhere, and a terrifying accusation accompanied it. She was being charged with the theft of millions from government coffers. Aloni's heart raced as he rushed back to the house. "Chika," he called out, his voice thick with urgency. Chika, still shaken from her experience, rushed to his side, her breath catching in her throat when she saw the news. There, on the television screen, her face stared back at her, alongside the flashing words accusing her of corruption. This can't be happening," Chika stammered. "I never took any money. I've been helping the community." But Aloni's gut told him otherwise. He had always feared the dark side of politics, and now, the very people Chika once trusted were turning against her. The governor and his inner circle had fabricated these charges to discredit and silence her. She had seen too much, had escaped the deadly initiation, and now they needed to eliminate her before she exposed their secrets. As they watched in horror, police vehicles started patrolling the city and streets, officers stopping at every corner, showing Chika's photo to anyone who would listen. The government had made her a public enemy. People in the neighborhood whispered among themselves, some of them believing the false accusations. "They're going to come for you," Aloni said, his voice grim. "We need to leave. Now." "But where can we go?" Chika asked, panic creeping into her voice. "We can't stay here. The mansion, the car, all of it is worthless if we lose each other. We'll start afresh somewhere far away," Aloni said, determination hardening in his eyes. As if the false allegations weren't terrifying enough, Chika soon realized there was a darker force pursuing her. While the police were looking for her in broad daylight, a more sinister group worked in the shadows. The governor's assassins were dispatched, tasked with hunting her down and ensuring she would never speak of what she had seen in the forest. One night, while Chika and her family were packing their belongings in secret, Aloni received a strange text from an old colleague who worked within the police force. "They're not just trying to arrest her. They're planning something worse. You need to disappear. Now." A chill ran down Aloni's spine. He knew what that meant. They weren't just looking to imprison Chika, they wanted her dead. With no time to waste, they left everything behind, the mansion, the luxurious lifestyle, even the schools Sam and Ada attended. Under the cover of night, they packed only the essentials and vanished. They traveled in an old, nondescript car, taking hidden back roads to avoid detection. Chika's heart pounded with every mile they drove away from the life they had built. Sam and Ada, too young to fully understand, asked questions in whispers, sensing the fear in their parents' silence. The journey was tense, every turn of the road feeling like a potential ambush. Aloni kept glancing in the rearview mirror, expecting to see the flashing lights of police cars or, worse, the shadowy figures of the governor's assassins. At one point, they saw a convoy of police vehicles speed past them, but they were too focused on the main highways, expecting Chika to be hiding in some luxury hotel or a political ally's home. Little did they know, the family was fleeing far from the city spotlight, into the obscurity of a quiet, distant town. After hours of driving, they arrived in a remote town, far from the bustle of their former life. The streets were quiet, lined with simple houses, a place where no one knew their names. Here, they found a modest home, small and unremarkable, perfect for starting anew. Chika looked around at their new surroundings, feeling both relief and sorrow. The wealth, the luxury, the fame, it was all gone. But she had her family, and that was all that mattered. "Is it really over?" Chika asked one night as they sat around a small dinner table, their faces illuminated by the soft glow of a single bulb. Aloni shook his head slowly. "Not yet. But we're safe for now." Chika glanced at Sam and Ada, playing quietly in the corner of the room. A wave of emotion washed over her. She had risked everything for ambition and power, but none of it mattered anymore. She was alive, her family was safe, and that was all that truly mattered. Yet, She knew they would have to remain cautious. The governor's men wouldn't stop hunting for her, and every day, Chika would live with the tension of looking over her shoulder, never fully knowing if they were truly free from the dark forces that pursued them. Their life in the city had ended, but they had begun a new chapter, one where they would stay under the radar, far away from the reach of corrupt power. "We'll make it through this, together," Aloni reassured her. His voice was steady, his resolve unbroken. "And when the time is right, we'll tell our story. But for now, we survive. Please like and subscribe. It may look simple for you, but for us it's very valuable and it keeps us pushing to provide more interesting stories and tales, not just for your entertainment, but also for you to gain new experiences in life, to tackle new encounters. Thanks so much for your support.